I just wanted to make sure it was in shot. The lint was in shot. In shot. In shot.
That's stronger than usual.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you did it.
There's a good amount in there.
What do we need to make it less strong?
It's fine. It's fine. It's still it's still delightful. It's not like it was surprising to me. And we'd always top it off with mango.
Well,
we
yeah, son of a bitch.
We're gonna be drinking. Is what it is. We've been just hanging out for a minute, and then we were like, hey, we should probably record something.
We had a, what would you call it? Like a dinner party.
Yeah.
There were only two.
It was you and your wife and me and my wife, and then we got a lot of pizza and a lot of booze, and then we're doing this, and then we're gonna go play Mario Party.
We have switches. We have the switches. And we're like, it's like almost like we don't even want to do a fucking podcast at all.
No, it's great because like now we get to capture ourselves in a different mode than like when we're usually coming in here slogging in like, oh, I guess we better get this over with. Now it's like, hey, we're already feeling loosey goosey. Let's sit down and talk about fill in the blank.
The problem is there's a lot of like heavy shit we could definitely talk about. I'm sure we'll touch on some of it.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of bad legislation going on. The problem with me is that I haven't been keeping up with it very well.
Yeah, I've been too busy.
I know.
Excuse me.
Like, I know that there's a lot of like anti-trans bills. Legislation going on, and I know recently here actually we've had some really strong anti-abortion shit show up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure abortion is completely illegal in Oklahoma now without any exception.
Essentially, because I don't know if they passed it. I don't know if they passed it. But it's what is it? 6 weeks.
Oh,
the amount of 6 weeks. So if you know anything about pregnancy, that's not really like enough time.
A lot of people don't even know they're pregnant.
If we're not even arguing about abortion right now. We're just arguing about time frames.
Yeah,
you're probably not gonna know if you're pregnant in 6 weeks, so that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, it's a 6 week.
The only reason you would set it that low is if you were. They're making a point. They're saying this is as close as we can get it, and we'll eventually get it. I mean, Stitt's already on the record.
It said he's
already on the record saying he wants to get rid of it here.
They modeled it after the Texas abortion law. Which allows private citizens to take civil action against abortion providers to enforce the law. It's one of a number of bills, blah, blah, blah. The Oklahoma Heartbeat Act would prohibit abortions at the time when a physician can detect any cardiac activity in an embryo or fetus, which can be as early as 6 weeks into a pregnancy. So that's what it is. Before many women know that they are pregnant, the measure provides exceptions for medical emergencies, so that's cool. It's you pick through the turd enough till you find a little bit of sweet corn. The fucking
I understand people.
And then of course here the Senate later also passed this other bill allowing private citizens to bring civil lawsuits against abortion providers.
Okay, so see, is this like the thing where like a citizen can anonymously report like a doctor? And is this like that thing?
Also, apparently, Oklahoma...
And they get like a financial reward? They get like compensated if they rat people out?
Just blowing smoke.
It's me. I have bad habits. Filthy piece of shit.
Oklahoma bill.
That's me. I'm Ben.
The Oklahoma... Oh, fuck. We never started the show. Da 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 da. So this bill would also allow it has exceptions.
There wasn't much warning there. There wasn't much coordination. I really wasn't let in, and as a co-host, I feel let down.
Well, it'll look good on the camera when it happens. The bill does have exceptions for rape, sexual assault, or incest, so long as they have been reported to law enforcement.
So
stupid. Yeah, that's several issues with that, including but not limited to the fact that like lots of rapes aren't reported, and incest especially isn't going to be reported because the system fucking
you might
blows.
lose your house.
Yeah, seriously. Fuck, dude.
Well,
it's just
incest is bad. I don't even honestly like.
You heard it here first, folks.
Incest is bad.
Incest is bad.
I don't mean it like that. I mean like the situation though. Like obviously, don't incest. But like beyond that, we
insist that you don't incest.
Usually in an incestual situation, there's also like a very large and heavy power dynamic going on. And at play, you know, like it's not you. It's usually a very one-sided, non-consensual encounter.
Yeah.
Or string of encounters, or situation for your like entire childhood.
It's a bad time,
and it will mess you up.
Yeah. And so the fact that we're like, oh, well, this 12-year-old didn't call the police, so I guess she needs to have her father's baby now is pretty fucking gross. Big old yikes. Big old yikes from me there, dog, about that whole situation. I'm not super into it. Not a big fan. It is hard to keep up to date because, man, there's a lot of shit. It's difficult to keep track of how many stupid things are going on in how many states because a lot of this is just performative bullshit where these people are trying to out crazy each other to show that they're the most patriot. I'm pretty sure we just had a guy.
My wife bought me Yoshi socks.
Oh, nice. If I can brag about it.
I'm happy about that. I'm happy. All right, what do we have the guy do for us? Now go ahead and depress me with your depressing shit.
Ballot. Real patriot. Let me
Guys, I saw a real live armadillo on the drive over here today.
Nice.
He went off into the creek next to my house.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He was adorable. He or she, I don't know how to tell. Armadillo.
This is here in Oklahoma. Republican lawmaker, Representative Sean Roberts. Here is a state representative.
This is how out of it I am. I don't know who Sean Roberts is. I don't know any of these names anymore. Whereas like 3 years ago, I would have been on top of it. It's insane.
He filed his that he was running with the his candidacy. He filed it with the state election board, and on the ballot, he wanted to call himself Sean the Patriot Roberts. And they almost sued, like they shut it down, like they wouldn't allow. And he's like, well, that's my nickname. Everyone calls me the Patriot, so I want it on the ballot. Yeah.
Well, how are his constituents gonna know who to vote for if his nickname's not in there? It would be like if you had, if The Rock runs, we got to make sure it's on the ballot. It says Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Rock the Dwayne Johnson.
It cannot say Dwayne Johnson because everybody's gonna be like, I don't. Who the fuck is Dwayne Johnson? you know I'm right. That's what your silence says everything.
Oklahoma election rules. This is from The Guardian. Oklahoma election rules allow a candidate to use a nickname if it's a name that the candidate generally is known by, or if the candidate does business by this nickname. Roberts' opponent, the Republican Labor Commissioner Leslie Osborne, says there is no evidence that Robert is known as the Patriot. She pointed out that on her petition that Robert had appeared on the ballot 7 successive elections as just Sean Roberts or Kevin Sean Roberts. Roberts also struggled at one point in the proceedings to spell the word patriot. This is so stupid. When asked to spell patriot, Representative Roberts had issues with spelling, probably because he's not used to spelling it out or writing it out as part of his legal name. Reports say. Oh my God.
Robert the Patriot.
This is the state of it. This is the state of shit here. We're all just in this fucking performative bullshit where everybody is so fucking inauthentic about everything. They're just trying to fucking put on a show and out crazy the other one. Oh, they have a fucking bill about trans kids not being able to use the right bathroom. We'll have a bill about it. And we'll put in the bill about fucking... What I want to know about that shit, whose job is it to enforce it? whose job is it to go sit at the fucking elementary school and check every kid's genitals going into the bathroom to make sure they're going to the right? Like, who are you gonna fucking? Or are you just gonna let fucking trans kids just be kids?
Well,
like,
who is gonna check? Because
it's
like
so stupid.
I'm not. Who's applying for that position?
It's so incredibly dumb.
Are you sure it's not just like a sting operation?
It's the same shit that I have with fucking. I know this is way off topic, but in terms of like whose job would it be? It's the exact same argument that I have about like general like censorship of
with like free
media.
speech.
Yeah, exactly. Whose job is it to tell you?
Yeah, no. Well, that's always
what
been
you're
the
not allowed to hear.
That's always been the argument. Is like sure, it's all good and like yeah, there's definitely shit that people shouldn't be allowed to say. Like we all can kind of agree that there's probably shit that people should not be allowed to say. The problem is we can't agree on what that shit is. And that's why we don't limit free speech. That's the most basic layman's understanding of why you don't limit free speech that you can give to someone.
Right.
The argument is way more complicated than that,
Naturally.
unfortunately. But like I agree. I wouldn't want somebody else deciding what I was allowed to say.
Yeah. Or read or watch. Who's the person who has to watch all the pornography to decide which one's more extreme than the other and what's too far? You know?
Well, Forrest, if I have to do it for my country. No, but not really, because here's the thing. Here's the thing is like
a fucking computer screen
Yeah,
and
like-
slide ruler. That gape is too wide. We can't put that on the internet.
redacted.
God bless America. Oh man, let's go home and have nightmares.
Daniel the Patriot.
The Patriot.
Ben the Patriot, Sean.
Oh my gosh, dude. This fucking place is too crazy.
I apologize for that sound I just made.
No, it's cool. I forgot to bring eye drops in here. My eyes are gonna dry. It's fine. It's because I still have to put eye drops in every hour.
It's a podcast.
It's a podcast. They're not gonna know.
Listen to it.
They're not gonna know. They're gonna be listening to this like, why the fuck did I put this on? I am tipsy. The whole
people love this show.
People love the show. People love the show.
The whole point was
that politics in this country is performative bullshit, especially from the right.
Politics is performative. Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Is everything performative?
I mean, it's hard because as someone, my job is performance.
Yeah,
as an educator
right?
and as a
YouTuber
YouTuber and all these
everything
things. Like,
you do has been performative.
Yeah.
I would honestly argue that you and I have been practicing performance since before we met.
Yeah, there's a difference in like having a job in performing and being performative, though.
I also think no, for sure, but that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I don't know.
We're both tipsy. What I'm saying is that like we've always kind of like put on a personality in the public eye.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and I think that translated well into stuff like this quickly, because we already just kind of. It's like you. I know you don't try. Like you practiced a lot, but now it seems like you don't try. Like I know you because we talk about stuff, right? Like you talk about like the TikTok videos, the YouTube videos, like the takes, the repeats, the lines.
Yeah, every 30 minute
rote memorization of everything you're doing. It's
every 30-minute video on YouTube is about 2 hours of recording.
But it looks like you're not doing
the goal is to make everything.
And that still comes from practice, even if you're doing it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It comes from years of practice. Because if you were just starting what you're doing now without the experience that we gained throughout our like early developmental years and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, think about where you'd be. Think about how much harder it would be now. Think about how much time you spend on things now, and then think about how much worse it would be if you hadn't already practiced.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is that like the goal? A friend of mine told me it was like the whole goal is to like make it look as effortless as possible, but clearly there's a lot of hard work that went into it, but make it look like there isn't, and that's like when it looks so organic that you can't tell if there was so much hard work, but clearly there very obviously was. But
like that old
sure.
line about user interfaces or whatever, which is like if you develop a user interface correctly, then nobody will be able to tell you've done anything at all.
Yeah.
Some shit like that. But it's true, because you're just using a product and it's working exactly how it should.
Super intuitive.
Yeah, and like everything is just like easy to understand. But that's because somebody made it that way, and it's like that's.
Well, and
I think some art forms or even educational formats translate to the same way.
And I don't want to kill the magic or anything, but like when you're watching my shit and like I have this little the video I did on around Easter. I did a video around Easter. And it was the Ether Bunny. It was a short video where I drew. It's a organic chemistry thing about ether.
I watched it.
Yeah. And so I made diethyl ether, which looks like a little bunny, and I was like, "This is called the Ether Bunny." And at the end of that video, I kind of cracked up a little bit to myself and made like this face. And there's a lot of comments on there. They're like, "Oh my god, you could barely hold it together at the end." That was like that's the ending was the best. Like they don't realize that was my 30th take, and I made that face every time. And sometimes I didn't make the face right, so I did the video. I did that on purpose. I made it look like I was just barely holding it together.
Don't tell them that on this shitty show.
That's what I was doing. Everything is fake on the internet. You have to realize everything is fake.
Fair. Even the authentic shit. I hate it.
Yeah.
This is good because this is kind of what I wanted to get to. This is the core of the issue I wanted to try to get to at some point. When we talked about this is like what even is authenticity?
Well, it's like,
and especially in like this context.
Yeah, if I'm talking about something online that I'm like real passionate and yelly about, and I'm like super inspired.
It's authentic.
It is an authentic emotion, but you also have to remember that I have been expressing that emotion for about an hour and a half, and you're seeing maybe 3 minutes of it. I'm expressing myself in this specific way on purpose. And I want you to see exactly this. But I still feel that way. But also, the way that I'm presenting you the information is very choreographed. Because if I were just to give you my own raw emotion, it would be an unwatchable, boring video. I'd be in there going this fucking job. I would just be staggered. I want to make my argument concise, but also passionate. Oh, God.
Whereas we come over here and stumble all over everything like idiots.
Yeah, this is more, if you want to, like the term authenticity, like this, I would argue, is the most authentic thing that we do. Is we're just sitting here bullshitting, and sometimes I remember that we have an audience. But like,
it's amazing though. I don't know if you ever go. I don't even know if I want to say this on the on the podcast. Do you ever? You don't have much time. Do you ever go back and watch the? This is episode 50, by the way.
Oh, hell yeah.
Do you ever go back and watch anything
that we put out?
Any of it?
Sometimes. I'll go back and watch.
I never go back and watch a full episode. I watched the full episode once when we put it out. I watch it once. I take it all in. I hate it. 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 It's shit. I'll do better next time. And then I never watch it again. But every now and then I go back and watch. Especially I like to go watch like the first 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And it's really crazy how, like, authentic that feels.
Yeah. I wish that I had the time. I'm not going to fucking sit down and listen to 50 hours of us.
Fuck that.
Like, I do wish that I could go back and find, like,
I used to watch every
favorite
episode.
snippets.
Now it's kind of like, I watch the first 20 minutes usually.
I fucking heard us talk when we talked. I edit the episodes. I put them together, but I'm not going to listen to them.
I know, I always check to see if we talked good. Yeah, it's fine.
That's all right.
The volume is good.
That sounds like words.
Do you ever read the transcripts that it makes? The automatic transcribe?
No, are they great?
Wow, I'm fucking...
Yeah, we're like, there's a significant amount of rum in these drinks.
Couple drinks in. Yeah, no, the transcripts are hilarious.
I'm taking a little
They're
sips.
hilarious.
I'm taking a little sips over here, and I
feel
feel
like... It's got all the
down.
generic, like, YouTube transcript problems where it'll make us sound, like, hilariously, like, bigoted and racist. Where it's like misgetting, and there's two people talking, and it doesn't know. It can't be like, oh, this is Ben and this is Forrest.
So
it's just two sentences. Don't make it be like, yeah, I'm a burp, weird noise, transphobe.
Just us,
So we need
us
to-
talking over each other in the automatic text. Just a
terrifying,
wall of the
we need to
N-word.
pay somebody to go, yeah, we need to pay somebody to like go through and fix it. Because
So-
like, first of all, if anybody's hearing impaired, I want them to be able. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
exactly one of the things that I would make that I want people to be able to have subtitles to.
I'm on the exact opposite, because as bad as it is to listen to this, to have to fucking read it, can you imagine?
If the only thing you can do is read, though,
Read
the
something
only thing
better.
you can do is
Read
read
something better.
the automatic transcription. Man, I know, but there's people out there. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with them, but there's people out there, Forrest, and they're saying
They love the show.
they're saying that they're getting something from it, and they seem like they're like happier, even if it's just for 20 minutes.
I think it's
And
like
if that's doing that for anybody,
it's like leaving a
that's
TV
good.
in the other room on if your dog at home, so they don't feel so alone.
I think
you
that's
put
how
on
you-
this stupid shit, and you're like, maybe I am a little bit smart.
I
Maybe
think
I'm
that's how
okay.
you choose to look at it, so that you feel less uncomfortable on a show titled "I'm uncomfortable with this."
Oh man,
It's like the people you like. I know a lot of you want to hear him talk about science, and I try to help push the conversation, and I know Forrest does, especially if we're dead in the water. We try to go science direction, but like Forrest really is super comfortable talking about science,
yeah, that's the problem. Is that I don't,
and that's
ever-
not really fun.
I really genuinely don't try to steer the conversation towards science. It's just my default. It's what I do for a living. So that's where I want to be. You know what I mean? So like, I've made a career out of talking about science and education and doing these things.
Well, and the problem
That's
is I
my fault.
love listening to that.
Oh yeah, but I
So,
also like
it's fun.
I also I talked speaking of all this in my last episode of Reacteria, I mentioned 3 pedagogical philosophies, teaching styles.
What kind of philosophy?
Pedagogy is teaching style.
It's just that word. You can see there's some similarities.
What?
Pedagogical. What is it?
God, I'm thinking about it too hard now. Maybe I said it wrong the first time.
Because you said like It just the first word was pedo.
This is pedophilic philosophies.
yeah.
Or podiatrist philosophies. Pediatrician
Yeah,
philosophies.
foot thinking. No,
Did you hear
different-
about the fucking people who like attacked a pediatrician office because they thought it was a pedophile? Because they were fucking just uneducated.
Hold on, Forrest.
dumps.
What? You think they thought it was like a pedophile office
People fucking had to make appointments to go fucking bring their kid in.
to get fondled? Like
Yeah.
what?
Oh, hold on. Let me look that up.
No.
Attrition mistaken for pedophile.
No, that doesn't exist.
Doctor driven out of home by vigilantes. This was in the year 2000. Gwinnett police confirmed the attack last Friday was prompted by confusion over the words pedophile and pediatrician.
It's the file part is really important,
Oh my
right?
god!
Because like that's what. Because a pediatrician doesn't fuck.
This
the kid.
this was in Wales. Vigilantes in South Wales drove a hospital pediatrician out of her home after confusing her job title with the word pedophile.
Can you imagine how that starts?
That's on your fucking business
you're
card.
looking at the building and you're like, hey, what does this say? What the fuck does that say? It's
Oh,
pediatrician.
man.
What is Wales? I can't do a Wales accent.
Nobody can. Welsh people can't.
Welsh.
Welsh.
Is that it? Does it get? How's it Welsh? I would imagine there's a lot of. She Dutchman.
God damn it.
Oh, what's his name? He's got a Welsh accent, doesn't he? The guy who plays.
Who? Fuck, you can't just say.
He play. Shut the fuck up, and I'm say you what I say. He plays Alfred in the Batman movies, the good ones.
The Christopher Nolan ones?
No, the one. Yeah, I think so.
You talking about Michael Caine?
Michael Caine.
Is Michael Caine Welsh?
Michael Caine. No, he's probably fucking. I don't know. Look it up. Michael Caine.
Is Michael Caine
Michael Caine.
Welsh?
I bet it is. Or is he just English? Boring old English. Dutch.
South London.
South London. Well, he's played a Welshman. I just imagine it's got the accent. I don't know.
You just hear a fucking UK accent and you're like, yes.
Welsh. Yeah, it's a Worcestershire accent. Of course.
We got a friend from Wales, and she just sounds like
The
fucking
hill people.
every other Londoner that I know.
That makes sense.
That's probably going to piss her off if she ever hears that, though.
It all pisses them off. All my friends in the UK.
She sounds like Gavin Free.
Everything I say pisses my friends off that live in the UK or anywhere near. That's pissing them off.
Yeah.
I keep saying they live in the UK, and that's probably making them super mad.
Like, no, god damn it.
That's not. I don't live in the. I live in the Ferguson. Yeah, I don't care, man. Okay. Brown sauce. Fuck.
Well, we were talking about something.
I've got to go see my friends that live in other countries before I die.
Yeah.
I love them so much. You have friends in other countries, right?
I do.
Most people do these days. Online or gaming, some capacity. Mm. You meet them, you become lifelong friends. And I gotta see him.
I know an astronomer friend who's in fucking Australia. I've got one of my advisors for my, or not my advisors, my committee members is in the University of Melbourne.
Yeah.
And somebody else who's not in my committee, but she's doing phosphate testing for me, is in the fucking Canary Islands now. And so I'm sending fucking samples of shit all over the damn world. I got shit in fucking the University of Idaho. I got shit at fucking the Stable Arkansas lab, the Stable Isotope lab in Arkansas. Oh my god, science.
Do you have to send it like in a box? You send it?
Yeah, well, it's in tubes.
Right, but there's no boxes.
No, it's an envelope. I put little tubes.
It's not a very big sample.
Several small tubes of dust inside several consecutively larger packages.
What does this do?
Oh, it tells me the stable isotope.
No, I mean, what's the end goal?
Oh. Do you want the real answer or like the simple answer?
Yeah.
So long story short, there's two different. So the distinct adaptations that make humans are big brains, walking upright. Those are morphological adaptations, and there's like behavioral adaptations like meat eating and tool making, things like that, right? These distinctly big swinging cacks. These are distinctly human adaptations that have been coming along for about the last, like, depending on what you're talking about, like 4 million years. But, like, especially in the last 2.5 million years,
more
right?
Recent, yeah. Yeah,
because upright walking has been around since, like, for a long time.
Well, I should know. I invented it.
Right?
Anyway, we keep drinking like this, we're going to de-invent upright walking real soon.
Seriously. Fucking, but there's two major groups of hypotheses about why these things happen. One is the variable selection hypothesis is the idea that like we adapted to a variety of environments over a long period of time, and so we're like the ultimate generalists, so our adaptations are geared towards novelty and like being able to like survive in any
situation.
Exactly. And then there's like these habitat specific hypotheses, which are basic fucking Darwinian evolution. It's just like, you know, the climate was getting more arid at this time, and therefore
that's really
the big rainforests were becoming more open savannas with like patchy forests in between them. So bipedalism was more of an adaptation, like get from tree to tree, rather than just like looking up over the grass and like running long distance, which is what we use it for now.
Wouldn't you think that it would be like both of those things?
It's possible that there's a little bit out of column A, a little column B, but then we'd have to make like a specific hypothesis that like encompasses.
I just feel like, because I know that this isn't how you do science. Like we don't do like, I just feel like this science is true today.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? Like it seems to me like we just haven't had enough time to see enough large scale changes in humanity take place in different environments that are
that's the hard thing.
So different.
That's the hard thing about evolutionary biology in general, is that it's chock full of what we call just so stories, where it's like, you kind of do like this ad hoc thing where like this adaptation works perfectly for this, so that must be why it's here. And not like this adaptation happened for a completely different reason and now it happens to fit in this way. And like we kind of have to go back and like look at the evidence a third and fourth and fifth time, be like, okay, yeah, this is functional, but maybe there's a little bit more to it. Maybe this adaptation came up and then it was a new adaptation to make use of this adaptation, and like it's a whole fucking weird thing. So anyway, my
That's
job.
fair, though. You're talking about commercial.
Oh
break.
fuck the commercial!
It's time for a
I'll finish explaining why my
break.
research is important in a minute. Oh, man,
I don't give a shit about your research.
You asked me to explain it.
Yeah, I know. I don't care about it.
No.
Actually, what I meant was I wanted to know why they were having a bunch of students like you do that.
Hold on. Okay, now that's back on. So the fucking so it's not just that like they're having students do it. It's that I'm a grad student and I am doing a research master's. So if I was doing a taught master's, you take the classes. It's just like getting a bachelor's degree, only harder. With a research master's, you do the classes and it's hard, but then also you have to do your own unique research.
Fair
so it's
enough.
like a mini PhD. So like instead of doing like 6 years of research, you do 2 years of research. And so, what I'm doing now is no one's ever done this before. It has to be a new idea. It has to be completely novel and new, and it goes into the literature and it benefits science. And so it's proper research. It's just a little bit of it. And so my job is, it's called paleoecological reconstruction. And so what we're using is we're testing these stable isotopes in these bones to rebuild the environments where we find Homo erectus, this one place, and that will tell us what kind of environment they were living in, and that will add data to help us sort out either the variability selection hypothesis or the habitat specific hypotheses or like whatever.
Okay,
kinda,
and
like,
the
helps us fill
variability the variable hypothesis.
variability selection hypothesis.
Yeah, that one is the one that's about like we essentially
Novelty.
we're jack of all trades
Yeah.
species, not a specified.
Which I'm a fan of, but not because of like.
I just feel I think a lot of things are that.
Well, and the thing, especially with humans, yes, and the reason that I'm so interested in it is because when we look at, like, my research now is on Homo erectus, and so the site that I'm working with is 1.5 million years old. But when we go way more recently than that, like around
You also have the
100,000-ish
brains.
years ago, we've got Homo sapiens, we've got Neanderthals, and we've got Denisovans. And like Homo sapiens are in Africa, Neanderthals are in Europe, and Denisovans are in Asia. And like these guys all like Denisovans split off from Neanderthals, and Neanderthals split off from probably Homo heidelbergensis with us, as we did as well. But like you see a huge amount of variability there, and like in those three species. But Homo erectus, you see even more variability, because Homo erectus, you have to put a caveat when you're talking about it in like when you're specifically just focusing on talking about them, like writing a paper just about them. You have to say, like, explain Homo erectus sensu strictu in the strict sense, or Homo erectus sensu latu in the loose sense, because Homo erectus spread fucking all across Africa, Asia, and Europe, and like down into Indonesia, which is technically Asia, but whatever. It's all in there, and like they had so many what you would call subspecies now, like the Homo floresiensis.
Florenziensis
Was on the Isle of Flores.
One of my favorite YouTubers talks about this guy all the time. He says he's cool as shit.
Homo floresiensis is the hobbits. The hobbit people.
Yeah. The little people.
That's a Homo erectus. Homo erectus floresiensis now just made their own species, Homo floresiensis. But they're just fucking Homo erectus.
They're just little,
that
right?
went to the Isle of Flores, and then that was the variable selection. They were able to go all from Africa across here and down into the fucking Isle of Flores. They were able to survive all these environments. And then habitat-specific adaptation took over, because at that time, you have this force called island biogeography, which is when you have a species plopped into an island, evolution goes fucking nuts because the selection pressures are totally different. And so they got really fucking short because they had a totally different set of predation and like resources
Hold on,
and shit.
I want to know more about this. How much more do you know about this?
Island biogeography in general?
Yeah, why is it when you drop a species on an island?
Shit gets weird. Because so there, for example, have been gigantic fucking elephant rabbits because they had no fucking natural predators and an abundance of vegetation on this fucking island, and they just got fucking huge. There, one time, here's a fun fact, we had cold-blooded goats up in this fucking world. It was off the coast of Greece, I think it was. There was an island with some fucking goats, and the goats adapted and evolved fucking cold blood because it was just better for them where they were. And they had fucking horrifying faces with frontward-facing eyes. They looked like human faces, and they had cold blood, and they were goats.
When was that?
I don't remember.
Is this why we have so many weird fucking medieval books with weird-ass pictures and shit?
Oh, yeah. Cold-blooded goats.
I always used to wonder, though, like, were there just a bunch of weird fucking animals running around, like literally 2,000 years ago, and people were just, like, drawing this shit, like, oh my god, what is this thing? And we're all just like, oh, it was probably, like, a mouse, and they were just exaggerating. They were just bad at drawing. And this guy was, like, scrawling on a cave wall the last horrifying thing he saw.
It's Myotragus, and they lived about 3,000 years ago on an island just off the coast of Spain.
Like, dragons were real. It's like, no, they weren't. Those were clearly
there's
just
really
guinea
cool,
pigs.
There's really cool cave paintings in the Americas showing giant sloths, and it like shows human figures and with really good relative size scale. This fucking monstrous thing with claws looming over them, and it's a fucking giant ground sloth. Things were fucking massive.
I mean, aren't there fossil records of pretty large sloths?
Oh yeah, no, for real. No, giant ground sloths are real things.
There's stuff. I'm sure we can find things in the fossil record that don't predate humanity, right? Completely.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that like we evolved during the Pleistocene, during the Ice Age, and there were some fucking horrifying animals.
Yeah, right.
Like, and like fucking
we drew some of it.
The giant sloth is Megatherian, I believe.
That sounds terrifying.
And they are fucking like these giant fucking 12-foot, 13-foot tall sloths that like they were vegetarian, but they would have slashed your fucking shit up. That's why we have avocados, by the way. The whole life cycle of the avocado was to be eaten by sloths and shit out that whole giant seed. And after all the sloths went extinct during the Ice Age, humans had already started cultivating avocados because we like them. The only reason avocados exist today is because of humans. Without us, they would be dead because they were totally dependent on being eaten and shat out by giant sloths.
Oh my god.
How fucking cool was that?
That's crazy.
Also, another one that was around, Arctodus, the short-faced bear. Fucking largest goddamn bear you've ever even heard of. They're fucking gigantic. Titanus wallery, the terror bird, had a fucking skull, like a fucking a ratite, like a fucking cassowary with a fucking skull the size of your torso. Horrifying. Fucking monsters. Gigantopithecus blackie, the largest great ape that ever lived, like an orangutan that you could fucking fit a human head inside that bitch's eye socket. The thing was ginormous. And the only reason we know about them is because the Chinese were finding their teeth and called them dragon teeth and were grinding them up as aphrodisiacs. And primatologists were like, can I have some of them? And they're like, these are very clearly ape teeth. And they are fucking huge. Yeah, we fucking had all sorts of crazy fucking creatures. Jeez. The woolly mammoth was just one of them. Like, we had all sorts of crazy creatures. The woolly mammoth
just seems like a normal thing, though.
Yeah, and that's all during the same time, too. That's what I'm saying. That's all at the end of the Ice Age. These creatures existed. And so by the time humans spread around the world,
we were seeing some pretty creepy, like, fucking
we were
giant
seeing some fucking
shit.
Terrifying creatures.
Yeah.
And we outlived them all.
And now look.
There were horses. There were fucking Pleistocene horses. Do you know camels evolved here in North America? And then fucked off on the other side of the world? And horses, I believe, did it backwards too. Horses
That's
stayed over
super
there.
interesting. I know that horses they were not here.
They were during the Ice Age.
Really?
And then they died off. And then we brought them back with the Spanish.
That's crazy.
I could be getting that part wrong. I don't remember.
Who knows? It's crazy. Well, just let's take out the parts we know and know nothing. Let's do that. Let's start with knowing nothing. We know nothing. And then just think about how many times different things have been somewhere and not been somewhere and then been somewhere again on the face of this planet over, like, all the time.
Do you know there were saber-toothed salmon in the Pacific Northwest during the Ice Age? No, serious.
Shut up.
There were saber-toothed motherfucking salmon at one time. I'm 99% sure they were in, like, around Oregon and Washington. They could have been.
Saber-toothed salmon.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You looking at pictures of them?
It just pulls it up on Arc.
Arc.
Yeah, the game Arc. Here we go. On Currican, I can't. Saber-toothed salmon. Yep.
You ever want to see some really fucking crazy
They look
shit?
Stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Look them up. They're dumb.
100%.
No wonder they're gone.
Yeah, they're all dumb as fuck. Fucking... You ever,
Dumbass fish.
if you ever want to have fun looking up crazy-ass ancient creatures, just look up fucking anything from the Permian. The Permian was...
I used to have this really cool book from like the 70s that had like pictures in it and fucking parts in it were from Carl Sagan and fucking Sagan. I went northern with it. Anyway, Carl Sagan. He's dead.
Yes.
Carl Sagan.
Or at least I sincerely hope that he is, because they buried him a long time ago.
Yeah. If he's not,
he's having a bad time, is what I'm saying.
He ain't human.
You keep him down there. Oh, man.
I ain't no scientist. But that ain't right.
It's like that old fucking, like fucking one paragraph horror story about, like, the pipes so that people could like, if they were buried alive, they could yell and they could ring the bell.
Yeah, they ring the bell.
And he's like, help, I've been buried alive. And then starts, like, hitting the pipe and, like, filling it with dirt. And they're like, what are you doing? He's like, this says you died 8 months ago. Whatever you are, you ain't coming up now.
Yeah, that one. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's exactly what it was. That story. That creepypasta.
Creepypasta. That's the word I was trying to think of.
Creepypasta.
Creepypasta. I remember being in high school and actually getting my fucking timbers shivered by those things. And like,
yeah,
really
I remember feeling
proper fucking spooked by a fucking good creepypasta. It's been a long time since like just a horror story has actually creeped me the fuck out. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
It is fun how like with the with the proliferation of new media, it's really hard for old forms of media to like really get you. My dad used to tell me there's a I think it was Wagner who wrote The Flying Dutchman. I don't remember, but there's a music, classical music about The Flying Dutchman. Music. And my dad used to have The Flying Dutchman on record.
Flight of the Valkyries is better.
That is Wagner. I don't know who wrote The Flying Dutchman. Let me double check really quick.
You guys know Flight of the Valkyrie? Valkyrie? Or Valkyries?
Have you ever fucking...
It's just one Valkyrie, right?
No, there were a lot of Valkyries.
But it's the song is just the one, right? Or is it all of them? Flight of all the Valkyries?
It's the Flight of the Valkyries.
It's the Flight of the Valkyries. Okay.
Yeah.
It just goes dun 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 dun. It's great. It's, you know what it is. Dun 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 dun. Y'all know it.
It is by Wagner. Yeah, so it's an opera, The Flying Dutchman.
Ironically, I've been playing a lot of Sea of Thieves, and both of these are in Sea of Thieves.
Oh, really?
They're shanties you can play on your instruments in Sea of Thieves. They have both of them.
Nice.
Naturally, I play Flight of the Valkyries all the time.
Yeah.
Because I just love it. There's nothing like pursuing someone and having that play. Yeah. There's nothing like speeding on the highway while it plays.
My favorite thing is like on Saints Row or like GTA or something.
Yeah, we used to
getting in a car and playing.
You and I used to spend like hours on fucking Saints Row doing that shit.
But you put on
laughing,
the Stars and Stripes Forever and just go plowing through and just plowing through shit. It's phenomenal. The whole point of what I was saying, my dad had an LP of the Flying Dutchman opera, and he used to be just scared shitless by it. And it was, because it's a spooky, it's a ghost story.
Though?
Yeah, as a kid. Okay. Yeah, but like he'd tell me all the time.
As an adult, he would just stare blankly while it played.
He told me all the time, like as a child, he would just be absolutely scared shitless of this fucking music because it was scary music. Now it's like, what do you mean scary music? And here I am sitting there talking about when I was in high school.
Think about it when you're a kid, though.
Reading the fucking creepypasta of the fucking parents who got skinned alive by the ghost of the girl that scared my shit for days. And now I'm like,
you're making yourself sound real lame right now. When I was in high school, I was afraid of creepypastas. Okay, scientist Forrest.
Right. What was the Squidward suicide creeps me the fuck out.
That one is pretty. It's pretty scary.
Well, then
scary.
That was before all
The
of
alcohol,
the creepypastas had the same
pretty...
fucking hyper realistic eyes and all the fucking whatever. They had all the same tropes.
Yeah,
and all of them,
the Slenderman looked at me with hyper realistic eyes, gross tongue poking through the mask.
Exactly. Yeah. But
then I turn around. The Slenderman was my mom.
Yeah.
Now I just sound like a Gary's mod.
You get it.
You'll get it. You all... What's the most you ever lost to the coin toss?
Yeah, man.
No Country for Old Men.
They should have changed No Country for Old Men and There Will Be Blood. They should have switched those titles. They would have been better titles for those movies. You know what I mean?
Because they're based on books. So
right, but that's I'm just
saying. The
books
have the same titles as the movies.
The books can have whatever title they want.
That doesn't make any sense. Especially if you have a book called There Will Be Blood and a book called No Country for Old Men, and then you make two movies and you call one No Country for Old Men, but it's based on the book There Will Be Blood, and then vice versa. Yeah. Like, that's gonna be super annoying. People are gonna be like, "Did you see No Country for Old Men?" And people are gonna be like, "No, I read it." And then they're gonna be like, "No, I watched it." No,
the other one.
No, the other one. They'd be like, "I have it on audiobook." What? The Shining on audiobook. No, not The Shining.
It's based on No Country for Old Men. The book or the movie?
The audio tape.
Oh, man.
It's like one of those TikTok sketches. What's he doing? He's reading the graphic novel of The Shining for old men.
For old men. Not to be confused with the stage play.
No Country for... There Will Be Blood. No Country for Blood.
No Country for Blood. There Will Be Old Men. Oh, my God.
Yeah, so as you... wow. We just completely derailed this.
I don't remember where we were. I don't remember what we were doing.
What's the most you ever lost in a coin toss?
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying that movie was scary.
Was it?
I think so. Just that part. Literally just the part where he asked people about the coin toss. And then either does or doesn't kill them.
I fucking never watched it. I couldn't get into it.
It's not, you don't get into it. You just watch it. That's it. You just watch it. Some movies
like
you just
movie.
Watch. Yeah. No, some movies you get into. Some movies you just watch. The Shutter Island, you get into that.
I never watched that one either.
Holy shit, you should watch Shutter Island.
I know what it is. I know the ending. I know everything.
DiCaprio's never in, like, a bad movie. DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio. That's his fucking name for it.
You just said it funny is all.
DiCaprio.
Decapitation.
That's because I've been drinking.
We have both
because of you.
Been drinking.
My wife came over too. Yeah. We were supposed to come over. I was supposed to work, but my wife somehow came over.
Yeah.
And now I'm drunk.
I'm not doing. I've got fucking a lot of writing to do.
Name one bad DiCaprio movie. Do it.
The problem is I don't know
movies. Any single bad DiCaprio.
I don't know any movies.
You've seen. Name one movie you've seen DiCaprio in.
Shutter Island.
You said you've never seen it.
Oh, I've probably seen parts. I don't know. I saw him in.
You just make shit up as you go and hope nobody calls you on it. It's a trick question. I've known you way too long to not know the answer.
The answer is absolutely yes. The Shutterface. I watched parts of it. I know what it is.
Have you seen a full Leonardo DiCaprio movie at all? Of any
Catch Me If You Can.
Oh. Okay.
I watched that one.
Yeah. For some reason, I was convinced that you said Catch Me Outside.
How about that?
And I was like, that's not the movie, but that's like Catch Me If You Can with fucking... Okay, that's okay.
With
is
that
a bad movie?
Hanks. It's an okay movie. Yeah, it's all right. It's not bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you have to go on. So therefore, every Leonardo DiCaprio movie you've ever seen was okay.
That's true.
None of them were bad. Have you seen the Romeo and Juliet one? where they have like pistols and shit. Fetch my long sword, ho.
Yes. Yes, I have seen bits of that.
Not a bad movie. Maybe it doesn't make any sense, but it's not bad. I love that they chose to use like the same lines, but
so
make
stupid.
everything else modern.
It was so stupid.
That's the only way to do that.
Right.
That is the only way to make that movie.
Right.
In the future, when they make it with spaceships and shit, they better still keep
Say
the same
fucking
lines.
fetch me my longsword, ho, and then grab their fucking laser cannon.
By then it'll be full circle. It'll be like a laser sword. It'll actually be a long sword.
It'll be like a longsword, ho. Yeah.
And ho's not even derogatory in this sense.
No, space ho. Space hose. Space hose.
Get anything done hoeing like that. I just think he's a good actor. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know anything about him. Aries an okay guy. I don't know.
We're gonna have to go back. We're gonna have to rewind this and figure out what we were talking about before this
I've got to make the whole thing where we put like the one where they talk about something or something. I'm just gonna put the one where they're drunk, and that's gonna be the episode title.
It's episode 50.
I was looking over there, and the microphone's over here that whole time. God damn
Who the
it!
fuck are you talking to?
I'm talking to that fucking wall.
It's supposed to be a conversation with me.
Oh my god.
We're supposed to talk to each other for the benefit of the audience. That's the way it works.
What really is embarrassing is that I genuinely haven't drank that much. I'm just a fucking lightweight. I'm 200 pounds, and I fucking...
Have you had as much as me? I've had a beer in this drink you've made me.
I've had less than you. You also probably drink like a normal human. I drink like maybe...
I don't.
I drink half a beer a fucking year. Like I've drank more on this podcast than like anything, and it's like
I
you see me,
always
drink
have alcohol, but I don't really drink it.
Yeah, I've just been.
There's a ton of not a ton. I have plenty at my house, but I don't really use it.
It doesn't hurt that I fucking put like 3 shots of rum in each one of these.
You did make these strong.
I made these very strong.
The one where they made strong drinks.
The one where they
you
made
put
strong
the one
drinks.
where Forrest made the drinks too strong.
It was an accident. It's just because there was so little left in the bottle. I just figured I'd use it.
It's episode 50. The one where they talk about Leonardo DiCaprio and Forrest made the drinks too strong. That's it. We shouldn't name the title in the show, though. That's really annoying. I'm sure someone's going to be like...
No, that's the best thing.
This show sucks. I hate this show.
When you're
Ben
watching
doesn't
the
shut
movie
up.
and they
Ben
say
never
the
shuts
title.
up. Let Forrest talk. Forrest is so smart.
When they're watching the movie and they see the title, people like that.
Do they?
Yeah.
Still?
No.
I thought maybe we had evolved past that.
No, it's always fun. It's a fun thing to catch. It's like watching for when the little DVD logo like hits the corner. It's just something you just pay attention to, and it makes you happy when you see it.
Yeah. That's how that works for you? When you see that DVD logo, it makes you happy?
No, why wouldn't it?
I always had a problem with it because different TVs have different like scaling and sizes, and sometimes the borders around, especially back in the CRT days, would be different, and sometimes the way it would bend the image would be different.
Yeah.
So all those variables used to really upset me when I was younger.
It is calculable.
They used to give me huge anxiety.
If you measure like the angle and whatnot.
You can always tell what's going to happen, but sometimes it doesn't touch the edge for us, and I want it to touch the edge of the screen. I don't like when it says this is the wall, and clearly the wall is over here. You can see how that would be frustrating.
Yeah. With that, thanks so much for tuning in this week. I don't remember what we talked about.
It's episode 50.
It's episode 50.
We made it to episode 50. You guys made it here. We made it to 2,000 subs.
We
Woo!
did, didn't we?
Good job, us. We're the kings of the world. Everybody fucking sit on it.
Thanks so much for subscribing and for commenting and for watching.
Anybody who interacts, most of you interacting in the comments are genuinely nice people. And I appreciate it. You say fun things, and I like to hear from you.
We love when you.
Some of you have said things like you. Some of you have given us criticisms, and they've been genuine.
And we're not going to be any better.
And we're not going to be any better.
But I do. It will remain.
That's fine. But I appreciate some of what was said. Sometimes I read something and I have to think about what I said and whether or not I actually like the way that impacted somebody, and I appreciate that.
On the last.
Some of you can get fucked. What?
On the last episode,
I love you. They love the show.
So, on the last episode, someone said, "Had no idea Forrest has a podcast." This person said, "Everyone loves the show, even though we're all fucked." This person says, "Man, this is one of my favorite things to watch each week. Hell yeah." This person said, "Accidentally found this while at work, and honestly, this is the only thing getting me through my shift."
Someone said that, and then one time someone said something that we said made them have to leave work. So I don't know what that. I apologize.
Oh man, but
you all are great, and thank you for the subs, and I can't wait to broaden the horizons.
Horizons gonna get broad.
But yeah, this is episode 50, so we've hit a milestone, so that means we'll start getting major anxiety soon, and we'll probably revamp the show a little bit.
By episode 100, it will be
just porn.
Arguably worse.
Just
arguably worse. This will be our OnlyFans. I'm not comfortable.
Yeah,
with
it'll
this.
just be an hour-long link that we post on YouTube every week, and you just click the link, and that takes you to the OnlyFans. And it is still called "I'm not comfortable with it."
It will be attacked on there. It'll be "I'm not comfortable with this in me," and that'll be the show.
And you'll have to guess which one of us is uncomfortable each week. Our faces will be covered, so you won't be able to tell. Okay, all right.
Stupid.
I'm Ben,
Stupid.
and I'm Ben. Well, we've just been drinking. We took the we got to get out of here. We shouldn't have put ourselves in front of a fucking camera. That's for damn sure.
Mistakes were made, and a podcast was made, and the podcast is one of those mistakes.
It's every week we do it. What is that? Is that pineapple? Is that mango in that can? What is that?
Yeah, it's mango. Mango juice.
Why is that not in our drinks?
You want to make it? Make them another drink.
I say we make some more drinks and we go catch up with our wives.
I'm out. I've got more rum. So.
We're gonna go play. They want to play games with us.
We're gonna go play Mario Party and continue drinking. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Forrest.
It's good to see you guys. It sucks because
you said it earlier and then you didn't say it that time.
And I'm Ben.
Oh,
and I'm Ben. And I'm Ben. And I'm Ben.
And he's Ben.
What I'm saying is, it's weird because I can't actually see him.
The audience.
Yeah, it's like I always like to say it's good to see you guys again because I know technically that feels good when somebody says it's good to see you again.
But we can't fucking see
But I can't see. But like I know like it is good to see you, but I have no idea who you are.
Soulless thing sitting here staring at us. Fucking yeah.
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 It's weird. I wonder if any of my old teachers listen to this.
I hope not.
God, they're so disappointed. They're like, maybe I should have done anything else.
Should have smothered him with a pillow at nap time when I had the chance.
While we're going back to preschool,
yeah.
My preschool teacher is like, I should have killed that one.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I'm already depressed.
Oh, have a good day, everybody.
Has it been enough time?
It's been enough time. We're 57 minutes. Goodbye.